allow the children to access the budget every year.
It's okay. Off your mind. It's okay.
She
Off your mind.
like me.
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us, call them hate speech. But fear not, my ego don't come. Him go torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, oh, yo, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo, yo. My ego don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo, yo. My ego diary politico, oh, yo, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo, yo. This one not the off in mind, oh, yo, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo, yo. Can in the touchlight every corner, oh, yo, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo, yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Nah. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Sure. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. Still them talk say make we off mind. But thank God say my ego don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh, yo, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo, yo. My ego don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo, yo. My ego diary politico, oh, yo, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo, yo. This one not they off in mind, oh, yo, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo, yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that my egun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say my egun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Woman picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say my egun don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh, yo, yo. My egun don't come, oh, yo, yo. My people make you shout, oh, yo, yo. My egun don't come, oh, yo, yo. My ego don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo, yo. My ego diary politico, oh, yo, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo, yo. This man not the off in mind, oh, yo, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo, yo. Aha. Now you not done here, oh. All these bad politicians, then we call themselves politicians. Where they thief our money, we no want to make the common man get waiting supposed get for this country. Una never hear something. Now go hear one. My ego, you go show na paper. My ego diary political. So my people make you shout, oh, yo, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo, yo. My people make we laugh, oh, yo, yo. My ego don't come, oh.
Yo, yo. Hello there, brethren. So good morning to you. A good afternoon to you. Very much a good evening to every one of you joining us this hour. It's Mayegun live. So thank you so much once again for tuning in. But remember to share the broadcast, okay? Like it. That is after reading the caption and the description of the broadcast, right? While we wait, so we can get started, so to say. So thank you. In the last 1 week, for those who have been following what is going on in Nigeria, especially concerning the insecurity issue, you would have possibly been should be alarmed, I would say, when you read that over 100 Nigerian soldiers have been killed by the terrorists. It seems like the war on terror, or the terrorist war on Nigeria, has become so escalated, intensified so much that it is claiming so much lives in the course of it. The terrorists that we're talking about right now, it's not even just the Fulani terrorists now that are displacing people, invading communities, kidnapping for ransom and all of that. That one is also going on at a grand scale. But the Boko Haram, as worse as Boko Haram's regime was, if you remember or recall, Nigeria was battling with Boko Haram before this APC came. Then somehow they survived, they succeeded in pushing them more into that, what they call the Sambisa forest and Lake Chad, while the borders seem to have been opened for the Fulani Janjaweeds, the Fulani terrorists. But in the recent times, it is not just about the Fulani terrorists anymore. It is basically about the resurgence of the Boko Haram. In the last 1 week, they have killed 3 commanding officers. They've carried out like countless attacks, multiple attacks in multiple locations, some of them where they actually targeted military bases and all that. Some of these attacks as well, maybe few of them have been repelled by the Nigerian army. But in the grand scheme of things, Nigeria army have bled so much. Here is kind of the highlight of those who are the commanding officers when they were killed and where. So the recent one is this Lieutenant Colonel Umar Farouk on the left. He was killed yesterday when they overran his base. Prior to that, on the 6th of March, you have these attacks on Kodunga and the 22nd Battalion, right? So the first one is that of Kukawa military base, okay? So Umar Farouk's base that got overrun, right? The number of soldiers killed, that base is pretty much not disclosed yet. But from the reports from that attacks, right? It was said that when this terrorist attack, when the Boko Haram invaded the base, some of the soldiers actually ran away. You get that now? They said each base was supposed to have at least 200 soldiers who are going to be involved in different kind of like capacity. So when the terrorists attacked, that almost like 70% of them ran away. Only a few of them that stayed back fought them. In the video that I actually shared on Mayegun's Diary Political on Facebook a few days ago, right? So I think, sorry, that was on the 6th. The other attacks carried out this same month in this March is that of Major UI, that was on the 1st of March. He also was, his base was kind of like attacked. It's called the Yenti base in Bama local government area. His base was attacked, soldiers were slaughtered, and it goes on. However, in a recent interview that Sheikh Osama Bin Gumi just granted, right? He said he is not the only person who knows the locations of these terrorists, or those here kind of like visited. And this is going to be probably like the third times that he's been saying the same thing. And up to this moment, he was never invited, or any of his intel was probably never used. So Gumi said Nigerian government knows these terrorists by names and location. Do you understand that? And they have actually, this is not a secret in any way, it's pretty much public. They will tell you about these Fulani terrorist leaders and where they control. But to actually go after them, knowing all of this, is what baffles people. That why is that impossible? Well, they said there are many other factors, because people like Gumi continue to advocate for negotiation with these terrorists. Meanwhile, in the recent time, in Katsina State, that is a Boko Haram state, we have seen a series of peace meetings with these terrorists at different local government areas in Katsina State. rather than for that to bring peace to Katsina, I mean peace deal where terrorists and their leaders they came to meet security officials, government officials, people of the local government area, and they struck deals that they would not attack them, only to turn around and continue to attack them. Never worked. But Gumi is an advocate of that, and here is what he had to say.
Well, sir. Well, a lot of people have seen you in clips and pictures with this terrorist where you know where they are. We've communicated with them. You've even as far as negotiating with them, So a lot of people believe that since you have, this the knowledge about all this, is it that the government does not have the power or the equipment to know where these terrorists are to tackle insecurity?
The government knows every terrorist by name and by location. I don't go yellow. I don't go to the terrorist alone. I call the police, I call the security, everybody. I will go to the MES or that place. And for when we went to one terrorist, I went with, even with women with me. Into the bush. The thing is, he didn't say because the camera was not concentrated on me. I don't go hello.
Well, sir.
So he didn't lie. He's not lying. We have it on record as well, where the office of the National Security Advisor, Rebadu, confirmed that they issued out over 1,000 AK-47 and an undisclosed, number of or amount of ammunitions. It has also been exposed in the recent time when this terrorist kidnapped his Catholic school children in Niger State. The Nigeria ferried cash of over 2 billion naira to go pay the ransom. Remember? Because even Rebadu came out and told journalists, told the parents of these children that their children were fine, they were safe, they are okay, they are going to come back to you very soon. Excuse me. Excuse me. So he boldly said that, only for us to realize later that indeed they paid ransom. We have had state governors in northern Nigeria who have not only secretly paid terrorists ransom in billions of naira, they have openly celebrated paying them. They called them the repentant terrorists. A deal that would make the state governors or the state governments to pay security votes to terrorists, tell them where not to attack and where they are free to attack in their states. So all of these are part of the ways they have funded this terrorism over time. But with somebody like Gumi, they should still be negotiated with.
Where was that? So the federal government has repeatedly always said they don't pay ransom. They don't negotiate, and in any way they don't, dialogue with bandits. Do you feel like this statement, people are getting it mixed up with, with the opportunity to want to, involve violence when dealing with this banditry?
It's the own government speaks regarding this. They look at the audience it's speaking to. This we don't speak with terrorists, we don't speak with violent rebels. Usually it starts from America, but America is the first one that dialogue with them, if there is any interest or benefits. We have seen them dialogue with Taliban. Israel and Hamas are in dialogue all over the world. IRA and United Kingdom were in dialogue. They had a war for a long time, and terrorism took bombs in London and there. They dialogue. So if dialogue can bring peace, we are men of peace, we want peace. Even IPOB, which wants secession, if we are ready to put down their arms, come to the round table and discuss even secession, I'm ready, I will support them. What we don't want is violence. So when government say it doesn't do something, it's different. When government say it's going to do something, it may not do it. When it say it doesn't do something, it may be doing it. Now people have this kind of mistrust. Not only Nigerian government, all over government, wherever they speak, you have a mistrust. But what they say, so they be. Well, essentially, what we are talking about is what is the way out of this quagmire of insecurity. There's a way out. Let intellectuals come in. Let's speak. Let's bring criminologists from prestigious institutions. Let's put everything on table and see the way out. What the
Nuisance lele. Nuisance lele.
It's all bad dash. Okay? Because his idea, if you have to put that into perspective, right? Government shouldn't think of just going to kill the terrorists and all of that alone. No, they should have a window where the terrorists can lay down their arms. Did you see how you quickly snaked in the IPOB into it, right? Yeah, that is called deviation or takia in that sense. Okay, to use something to use something good to justify something evil. I tell you that by that, right? His position is valid or legit. It is not. Okay, it is not. Because in practice, before APC came to power in 2015, we used to see terrorists, alleged terror sponsor or mastermind. We used to see them in court. Yeah. Even though they later told us now that Nigeria didn't have any whatever law for terrorism or something, right? But we saw terrorists paraded before courts based on their crimes. Then APC came in. They didn't tell Nigerians. They put together what they called Operation Safe Corridor. Operation Safe Corridor for terrorists, Boko Haram fighters, deadly Boko Haram fighters that were like injured and arrested. They were all in Kuje and several other prisons in northern part of Nigeria. No joke. You came, the general that they said, is a general, is coming to, is capable of handling the security or the insecurity at the time. Or rather, they opened the back door where terrorists who have terrorized Nigerians, killed tens of thousands, suddenly had the opportunity, the olive branch, and say, come, once you say you have repented. And guess what? These are not disarmed terrorists. APC did not disarm any of those repentant terrorists. No. They just pull out the numbers and say, okay, some terrorists have repented. They have surrendered. What about their weapons? What about the intelligence you can gather from them? These were active fighters, whether brainwashed, whether drugged. They have caused serious generational damages on the lives of a lot of people. You don't just go through the back door and say they surrendered. They said because they swore by the Holy Quran. That was what the Boko Haram government said. They said the terrorists swore by the Holy Quran that they won't go back to terrorism. And by that, they allocated billions of naira to rehabilitate them. There was no picture of anywhere you will say, they will say, under Boko Haram for that 8 years, repentant terrorists surrendered their weapons. There's no single picture of it. Rather, in Borno State, they started, making uniforms for them to look like some rebranded, repented people. So that did not bring peace to Nigeria. Government of Boko Haram operated that Operation Safe Corridor for straight 8 years. Not a single terrorist was brought before any courts in Nigeria. Not a single one. Rather, government of Nigeria started releasing these hardened terrorists in exchange for the people they have kidnapped. In case if you probably don't know, when they kidnapped the Dapchi girls in Yobe State, when they kidnapped the Kankara boys, in Kaduna, no, I think that was in Kasina, Kankara. You see all these people, before they released them, apart from paying ransom to Boko Haram or paying ransom to these terrorists, guess what? Boko Haram leaders arrested Boko Haram. Most of them were exchanged, released by that government until it's expired. Then here you have Tinubu, who at least some might say is got no allegiance, like whatever Boko Haram had with these terrorists at the time. Then we started seeing local government areas. In some states, we started seeing state governments in northern Nigeria entertaining terrorists who walk straight to a peace meeting with serious war weapons. Peace meeting, and they walked away with the same weapons. We were seeing Nigerian soldiers, government officials, media, covering hardened terrorists who have wreaked havoc, who have killed people. Some of them were wearing the uniform of the military, the soldiers they killed, and took their uniforms, right? Some of these terrorists attended peace meetings wearing the dead soldiers' uniforms with their name tag printed on it to attend peace meeting with all these heavy weapons. And the peace meeting was just more or less like, whatever you want to give to you, we just want peace. And they saw them also walk away with those weapons under this government. So what is Gumi proposing, or people like Gumi talking about negotiating with them, talking to them and all of that? What is it that Nigeria probably hasn't done in that regard? But yeah, they can wear you out, they can stretch it for as long as possible, because to them, it's not how long it takes, it is what the end goal is. And what is the end goal? Those who are hiding and defending them, they probably do know what the end goal is. Because these guys put themselves together, targeted Nigeria, got sponsors, and what is the agenda? It is to Islamize Nigeria and turn it into a caliphate. So therefore, even if you are a Muslim, if you do not align with the ideology, you will be killed. And that's exactly what is playing out in Nigeria. So people talking about you have to negotiate with them. Come on. If somebody says they know their locations, they know where they are, and the whole country has no resources to actually crush that to the barest minimum, right? Then something is wrong. But here is called talking to the royal fathers, cleric, religious leaders inside the Old Rock yesterday.
You break bread and thank God together. We thank him. And I thank you sincerely. Thank your cultural value, your institutional resilience, your belief, the fact that we have a situation that coincides with one another, the fasting period, the Lent, and we share in the faith, belief, and prayers that this country, Nigeria, belongs to each and every one of us. And our strength is in our diversity. Our joy is the fact that we have a nation. Our challenge, yes, we are challenged. Terrorism, banditry, the fear gripping our families. but the belief that this nation has never surrendered its value, its conscience to the marauders, to not do wells. That this nation is a nation of believers and greatness in faith and value. That this nation is yours and will be protected. That we belong in each other. We have faith in one God, Almighty, the Creator. You've traveled far and wide. You've been here. It is not for anything else, but for the love of a nation, the respect for authority. That you share the evening with your president. Thank you very much. I'm just grateful. One person among millions that is given the opportunity to serve you. And all I can do is promise that I will continue to faithfully discharge the duty. I can report back to you that the economy has turned the corner. It's getting better. Pensioners are getting their reliefs gradually. We have saved Nigeria from being bankrupt. It is very, very daunting and very challenging. When we took over. But today, I can say with pride and joy that we are surviving. No governor in this country, in any of your states, is now running around the bank to borrow money to pay salary of their workers. None. My duty is further investment in agriculture, development, education of your children, so that I can hand over a better nation to them to see whether I've left an history for them to write and be proud of. It is my duty to do that. And only with your blood.
It is the assemblage of clowns, of the Lulus. When they talk or speaks that way, right, you probably will think that they are living in their own world. And then you will be right. The economy is turning corner, right? And it's been turning corner. That means your economy is going corner. Because Kolu has been using economy as turned corner now since 2024. And he's still using it. So probably it's indirectly reminding you that your economy is going corner. That's why nobody is certain of anything per se. But words of Nigeria is a great country. It's a country of great people. And we are not going to surrender our value. The blah. When he's addressing we have the challenges of terrorism, banditry, Then you turn to a motivational speaker, the president, okay? Nigeria is a great country and a country that we know. You've surrendered your sovereignty. You've surrendered your value. The incompetence or the complicit of those in power have shown that Nigeria's sovereignty, Nigeria's, what do you call it, value, they have been surrendered. When it comes to the sovereignty, you have terrorists, all kinds, operating in your country full time, not partially anymore, full time. That sometimes when you look, when you want, some people say that your Gaza is in Nigeria now. Apologies to the people of Gaza, by the way. I'm sure you get that. All those places that you have seen outside Nigeria, you have them replicated in Nigeria, but you just don't have the media coverage for it, like other places. You know, so becoming a motivational speaker, telling you that you are a great people, you are a clinical, then show it. Terrorists shouldn't be operating in your country with so much confidence that they are actually like operating almost like unhindered. It's like every one of them is opening shop everywhere. In Ondo State, the airport road in Akure, they still killed somebody yesterday.
Jesus! Tí wọ́n bá jáde báyìí kí ni civilian lè ṣe ṣé anybody ní ìbọn tí wọ́n ṣe anything so they are not making it safe for everybody in the country kí làwọn civilian lè ṣe ẹ̀rọ ìfẹsẹ̀ rẹ̀ ni. òṣìṣẹ́ ìgbójú wọn dúdú náà dárí jù.
And for you to know that when people think calling out the government on their incompetence or their collusion, the complicit and all that, right? It's basically because you hate those in government, even though there is nothing to like or love about them. Here you get, well, people's lives are at stake here. Your life, my life, the life of your loved ones, the life of your neighbors, it could be anybody's on any time, right? But sometimes the Unukus don't see it that way. They will think they are mocking you whenever they tell you that Tinubu to 2031, Tinubu will do his 8 years, there's not anybody can do about it. In the midst of all this chaos, like they don't care. Yes, they don't care. And so because of that now, it's not going to do 8 years. Come and stop him now. Same people who are going to be victims. So, And on social media, you have a lot of them who are running that kind of like a lunacy. I call them the social media bandits or Facebook adsmen. Here you get the Lagos Abobakus and co. Those are stickers and the crumb beaters, crumb chasers, and the rest, right? They will think they are doing you. They will think they are pretty much like having fun. Meanwhile, they are helping to prepare the news. They are helping to prepare the news meant for them too. Because nobody is scared. If you are lying about the economy because you want to defend APC, when you drop your phone, you will face the reality. You know it. If you are defending APC because of their insecurity, defending them, giving excuses and all of that stuff, right? When you drop that phone, you will face reality. And that's exactly what happened to this man in Ondo State. They said he's a chairman of something of APC, in Ondo State. So guess what? Just about 3 weeks ago, he was on Facebook, like many others like him. He was on Facebook bragging about how he's going to return at Tinubu. Fast forward to yesterday. Fast forward to today. 3 weeks after. His daughter is on social media pleading for support because they have kidnapped her father. the terrorists are now demanding for 100 million naira ransom. And that's not even the main worry. Main worry is the fact that they've shot a father. They've shot him. He's currently with gunshot wound. Okay? And the terrorists won't let him go unless they pay 100 million naira. So the victims are everywhere. This is that Lieutenant Colonel Farouk that was killed yesterday, right? Meanwhile, just about a week ago, the same guy who is, a commanding officer of his own team, his base was attacked and then he was killed, okay? But prior to that, his base liberated the same community in that same Borno state just about a week or a week and a half ago, that the whole community were so happy. Fast forward to today, he is gone. You get that now? Like, Nigeria is losing so much, okay? So this, what I believe is the government's either incompetence or collusion in this war on Nigerians. It's not even war on terror, because it is the terrorists that are waging war on Nigeria and Nigerians. It would have been it would have been good if it's the other way around, where Nigeria is like waging war on terror and the terrorists are on the run. But right now, Nigeria is so bleeding that the senior military officials are being killed. And the one that they killed, the three that they killed in the last 8-9 days, something that anyone should, it's not today though, everyone should be actually concerned. Because with the way it is, there's a chance that the Boko Haram terrorists have reemerged. They are no longer in Lake Chad. They are no longer in Sambisa. When they encountered the Nigerian military in Sambisa, they ambushed them, right? No number of the soldiers were slaughtered in Sambisa, and that was just about 3 or 4 days ago. So we used to hear about the ISWAP, Boko Haram, fight themselves, right? On Lake Chad. But right now, the ISWAP, the Boko Haram, they have kind of entered so well, the Lakurawa, the rest of them, right? They are moving in a way that they used to be when Goodluck Ebele Jonathan was the president of Nigeria. Targeting military bases, destroying them, killing as many soldiers as possible. They will attempt that several times in a way that they would now reduce the presence of all those military bases there, and those territories will become theirs. They will hoist their flag. And I say, so people are a little bit concerned too about Nigerians Nigerians welcoming the US soldiers to Nigeria. We have no idea how many number of American soldiers are currently in Nigeria. I have actually seen few of them in operation, like all this military evacuation, medical evacuation of injured soldiers at the war front. I've seen some of these American soldiers who are there, like giving all this medical support and help to evacuate and lift them into the choppers and all that. But now people are like, what's going on? Like, this was supposed to be the other way around. That America bombed Sokoto, the Lakurawas, and that was supposed to be, or the presence of the American soldiers in Nigeria right now should have been to help boost the Nigerian contingent, okay, in helping to sweep the terrorists off Nigeria to the border. It's like this, the other way around right now. Borno State has been the theater of the war in the last 8 days. And trust me, it has claimed over 100 lives of the Nigerian soldiers. So it goes beyond just motivational speaking and all of that to end something like this. Something is not right. Something is not right. And in the absence of any, credible sort of like government reasons for why things are like this. People have now created what you can call the conspiracy around it, because they are like, there are those who work in the office of Ribadu, and from what we know, it's from the office of Ribadu they are coordinating what is meant to be the war on terror, meaning for everywhere they call the theater for them, right? It will have to come from the office of Ribadu. So what is going on, right? Like, who are those who are giving these orders, and why is it that what they have tried in the last, let's say in the last 2 months, has only boomeranged and backfired, cost the lives of Nigerian soldiers? So something is wrong somewhere. And yeah, it's easier to, to conclude that the entire whole thing has been so compromised that not even the presence of America, okay, can end this. APC just have to go. Whether now or later, when you are done, when you are really tired, you just have to. Here is Tinubu's song, by the way, thanking those of you Nigerians who have been very much supportive of his father and trusting him that indeed he is capable.
I want to thank you for the faith you have in our president, and I guarantee you, President Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu will not fail. Nigeria, the hope that we've been looking for and hoping for is here. The president that we've all wanted is here. I guarantee you. I want to thank you for the...
And it would never fail. It's an old video though, but it's resurfaced. And people are now using that right now as almost defending APC. Ebekebe right now is like, man, the hardest job. Well, it is not another, anyway, hardest job for somebody who is ready not to use their brains, because that's pretty much the criteria, isn't it? Right. War in Iran. American-US war in Iran. So that's America and the Israeli war in Iran, as well as what is going on in the entire Middle East, that continue to jack down the price of crude oil in the world market, and which indeed has caused some reactions in Nigeria economy, starting with the PMS. The price has been like fluctuating back and forth in the last few days. However, people are beginning to count the cost of these changes in their own businesses. These changes. One of them is the actor, producer, Only Afolayan, I think, right? Complaining of what has changed in the last few days for him to run his business, which is his movie village, I think, or film village. Listen.
I've been sad because I can't cope with the 1,500 per liter of diesel. I can't even comprehend it because, in one of the businesses that we run, Cap Village, we spend about 11 million in 4-5 weeks on diesel. 11 million, 4-5 weeks. And we have solar power, but we're still spending about 11 million in 4-5 weeks. In Lagos, Cap Hub, we still spend a lot on diesel, even though we have solar power. And when this announcement of the prices for diesel and all of that came, you know, have been sad. It's not sustainable. This, I don't know. It's among us also. Because even the diesel we've been buying on credit. And you know, when we make small money, we find a way to pay, and even sometimes it takes 2 months to even pay down and then get another one on credit. But now, from like 1,000 or 995 to 1, if I read 1,5 something. We need loan to upgrade our solar power. So please, if you can come to our aid, I'll really appreciate it.
We are a poor nation. The bank code we follow. They say firewood, not smoke. They say we need to plant more trees. And they are not giving us money. We need to open our eyes, shine it, and tell the West, if you don't guarantee our finances and work with us to stop this, we are not going to comply with your climate change. They're doing. Igbo bueno. 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 Igbo bueno.
Igbo bueno. Yeah. Relax. Tinubu is fixing Nigeria. Okay? Because these days, right, it seems like sometimes it is only once in a while that people switches back to their normal senses. Okay? It's like an art mentality. You are the people who are experiencing and practicalizing whatever it is that Tinubu called is reform. Now you, the practicalizer. It doesn't affect them. So right now, power situation in Nigeria are so worsened, that people are beginning to speak everywhere now. Then the issue of PMS, it's available, but very expensive. No one is explaining anything. They were just using different of their handles on social media to continue to gaslight Nigerians. Are you not seeing the Iranian war? They are even blaming Nigerians who support Israel and America for why petroleum is expensive in Nigeria. You get that now? So, at the end of the day, it is pretty much like only once in a while that some of these people switches to their normal senses when their family members, their loved ones are kidnapped, or when they are unable to pay their bills, when it becomes so difficult for them to pay their loans, they look around and begin to tell you how they have been struggling in the same economy that they kept telling you is getting better. Tinubu is trying. Let us be honest. Some will help you look for other people to blame. He's trying. This country is it's not easy. But when it hits them, they would then turn on the camera to start telling us how it's not easy. I mean, this everything is tough. It's hard. You know, I've been struggling to pay salaries. We have been doing, yeah. Then you're gonna see them in another few hours. They will tell you, even if Nigeria is, I will still support Tinubu. Who do you want me to support? What do you want me to be like? No. Alaye, just do you. That is the stage I am right now. Well, I have been there for a while. Because I'm just waiting for that time. The time that everybody will actually be tired. For real. So I'm praying to live long to witness that or even be part of it. Because the hypocrisy of people and the self-sabotage of people, you are looking at something that is not working for you and you have already told yourself it's the only option. What do you want me to do? What do you want us to do? Is it going to be, is it Atiku? Is it Obi? Is it Showore? Is it blah, 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 blah? The same people who are hooked under this kind of like Tinubu the corner economy, you know, they complain, they lament, they curse. But when you now ask them that, don't you think that APC has done enough damages? They say, I know, but it's just that, you know, you see, I cannot, you know, they are the only one that can win. They can't, I'll be like, God damn it, man. That mindset is called self-sabotaging. That's what most of Nigerians are doing. And what do? You just let them do it. Sometimes when it gets to a stage where they themselves will kind of feel like, are we not self-sabotaging ourselves this way? Then maybe, you know, things will begin to change. The position of Showore on this whole thing. Iran, Nigerian buccaneers, they call them the buccaneers. The same people who are behind the economic strangulation, where institutions, other big businesses, they are declaring humongous profits in the country that is every day breeding tens of millions of people that are being put into poverty. Okay, that's too much. Tens of millions is a lot. I'm talking about a country that currently hold the #1 position as the poverty capital of the world. Yet, you have these few ones who are declaring these humongous profits and the rest of that, right? While small businesses are dying slowly, a lot. The government that can't tell you how much jobs they have created in 2 years. They can't give you any figure. The ones that continue to doctor their MBS, the National Bureau of Statistics data, forging, that's what you call it, forging national statistics on this, on that, national statistics on inflation, national statistics on unemployment. They forged all these things, gives themselves some, awards, like they are patting themselves on the back that they've done so well. You know? It's crazy, but yeah, sure, his own reaction.
When the war against Iran started, I condemned it categorically, that the U.S. has no right to be attacking and killing people in countries that they have disagreements with, and the same thing with Venezuela. And you noted that all of the nations that were the target of the U.S. are countries that have oil. So you can't divorce their current aggression from their quest to dominate the energy market or ruin it, as the case may be. But what is an irony is that oil prices have gone up by almost 50%. Nigeria is at this point selling a barrel of crude for more than $100 per barrel. So Nigeria should be making money. The Nigerians should be smiling. It should not affect us. We should be the ones. This is actually the time to restore subsidy, because we are selling oil way above the price that it was pegged for the budget. So already in just 1 week of this war, Nigeria has surpassed what ought to have been its budgetary provision in the oil sector. But as it is the case always, Nigeria hates its people. I'm talking about the leaders. And whenever they find an opportunity to make life difficult for them, even when there's an alternate opportunity to make life easy, they always just go the other round or the other way, which is to make life difficult for Nigerians. Otherwise, we should be talking about cushioning the effect of the economic hardship brought up on Nigerians by the completely unreasonable and blind public economic policies of Tinubu regime, because now we have excess crude. Even under the military, whenever you're selling oil more than the amount that's in the budget, they always set aside the excess and use it to cushion the effect of the hardship in the country. So it shouldn't have been at war. We should be happy at this time. We shouldn't be happy that there's war, but we should be happy that we have more money in our our treasury to use to service our own people. Because now oil is above $100 per barrel. So what is the excuse for making Nigerians suffer again? Beyond that, when all of you or some of you are jubilating that there's Dangote refinery who's coming to save you, we warned you that Dangote is a businessman and that he just came to make more money off of you. He did it when we sold our cement producing factory to him for cheap. He turned around and started making billions off of cement. So Dangote is not in the business of saving people. He's a businessman, a racketeer in economic sense, and those who benefit from your misery. And they are all part and parcel of the same order. What Nigeria ought to have done, while Dangote was building his refinery and they were supporting him, so I have built his own refinery as well. Why Dangote, if an individual can build a refinery that can service the entire country, the country itself should be able to build 4 other refineries that could be better than that of Dangote, because we ended up subsidizing Dangote in building his refinery. So why couldn't we have built our own refinery for the same period that Dangote built his own? It's because Nigeria has been sold, for cheap to the so-called capitalists. And there's no capitalists anywhere. These guys are just buccaneers who profit off of your misery. Most of the companies that they are using to make billions of dollars, that put them on the world map as billionaires, were companies that Nigeria built, serviced, and sometimes even reserviced before they sell to them. That's what is happening to all the electricity companies that are generating electricity. They were built by Nigeria. And then when it's time to put them on the stream, we're told that, we can't afford to maintain them, so we give them to individuals. We then give them loans. We give them guarantees for them to get credit from banks. And when they can't pay back their debt, we set up AMCON to mop up their mess. That's what Nigeria is. Nigeria is a terrible basket case with its leaders. So that's my comment on. Were you not here when I was talking about, go and look at maybe you weren't here, but they were here at Platinum, where I was talking about Musa being an unserious person, when he said that he should fence Nigeria. Musa is the most foolish person to become a Minister of Defense. They should have made him the Minister of Construction, so that he can be constructing fences around Nigeria. Anybody at his level who tells you in 2026 that the solution to terrorism is to fence Nigeria, nobody should take such a person. It should never have been made a Minister of Defense. He oversaw when he was actively in the army the degeneration of the security system. So you bring him back just because he has biceps and he can smile, or maybe he's representing some religious, sensitivity in the government. Musa is not a serious person. I don't take him serious, and I've always said this. Those are social media generals who just give people money to give them social media mileage. But why was he fired in the first place? So the moment he said, because I don't used to pay attention, but the day he said, and I responded immediately, that they need to fence Nigeria, I said, this guy is the most unserious person. They should also have given him a contract to build a fence and leave him out of the security architecture of the country. Maybe by now, he would have fenced the entire country, and then he will fence the sky too, because then how do we prevent drones from coming in? So,
concerning the investigation
yes.
in the police side, which led to the detention of whistleblower, what do you have to say about it?
Well, I have followed that case, and we have now finally gotten hold of the police report, interim report on it. And you understand why the police was covering this up. And it's very, very sad that the fellow was assisting police to track down criminals. And he admitted it. And he was doing it as a youth copper. And eventually, when in the course of working with the Akunzo police, this criminal SARS, they've changed the name to RS now, Rapid Response Service, whatever they call them, and discovered that these people were committing atrocities. He took the story as a whistleblower to the internet and provided evidence, and then they turned on him and made him become the victim of the crime he was fighting against. And when they took him to court, the judge granted him bail. Since 2024, they made sure he couldn't meet the bail condition by arresting the bail itself with another ex parte motion, which a judge should never have granted. But that's not the issue. And interestingly, all the police officers who were indicted in the report that the Nigeria police by itself did promote have all been promoted. And the guys, even the guy that was arrested, who they claim is IPOB, has also been released. So the judge is coming, and I hope we'll see after the show, after the when the
Vintage, our own vintage show, eh? I mean, he said it all in his own magnanimity. Nigerians shouldn't be suffering, honestly. But because the Buccaneers in charge of Nigeria, they hate Nigeria and Nigerians, unfortunately. You know, when you're going to look like I said, man, our government hates us. Before APC took power in 2015, Nigeria was generating over 8,000 megawatt electricity. Yes. And distributing over 6,000 megawatt electricity. APC said they had a plan of building 40,000 megawatt of electricity in 4 years. It's part of their manifesto in 2014, 2015. Guess what? After 8 years, APC downgraded or degraded the Nigerian electricity sector or power sector so terribly that Nigeria is struggling to generate 3,000 megawatt electricity in 2026. 10 years after APC, Ebekebe took over power in Nigeria. So Nigeria didn't move forward. Nigeria retrogressed. But some people make money. When you look around you, what do you see? Abject poverty. That's all you need to know. That you find some people that make money in between, while the majority have become poorer. So poor. It's not progress. Just take a look at the data. Now they are encouraging you to invest your money on solar. As Old Rock spent over 8 billion naira installing solar inside Hassel Rock. They came around with a CNG this, CNG that. All fraud, all lies. Today, where are those CNG buses? Where are the CNG trucks? How many of these politicians are driving CNG powered vehicles? How many? 0. Because it's all fraud. To distract a country that they intend to impoverish as much as possible. But people kind of like moved along in a way, and every step of the way, a lot continue to fall into the basket of that poverty. You are an oil-producing country. There's not really anything Nigerians actually benefit to say they are oil-producing country. These criminals have privatized everything to themselves. And Showore was right. Most of the billionaires you see today in Nigeria, starting with Dangote himself, right? They were those who have managed to one way or the other bought into the infrastructures built with taxpayers' money in Nigeria. Nigeria will build this, and they'll say, well, they needed to sell them off. They will make a license, they will build an infrastructure for a purpose, then they will issue a license that monopolizes it and give it to somebody else. And within that same system, they continue to milk the people. They continue to roll millions straight into poverty. Now we are dealing with insecurity. Here is Sheikh response when they said, replying or responding to Sheikh Osama Bin Gumi's statement of the government knowing the terrorists and the locations, but the obtained fair time.
Sheikh Gumi has just said that the federal government knows all these terrorists by their name, and he does not go alone to negotiate. He goes with the police, the military, and other security agencies. Yeah, what do you think about this?
I've spoken about Sheikh Gumi before, and if you remember exactly what I said, that he's not a foolish man as people think he is. He's actually a smart person. He might be smart for different reasons, and he might be egregious in his ways. And I just told you what I always known. He's not telling you anything new. All these terrorists are in bed with people in government. Whenever there is mass kidnapping, why do you think that government is able to hear from the terrorists? Because they have their phone numbers. If they call one side, the one in Niger, those ones will give them the telephone number of the one in Katsina. They say, no, it's not us, so it's our friends in Katsina that did it. That's how they know Gumi is not lying. There's no major terrorist, and there's no major criminal in Nigeria that is not known to security agencies. But you even find kidnappers doing MCs at the children naming ceremony of police commissioners in Nigeria. They know themselves. They help themselves. I once told you last year that there's a guy who is into fraud that was given an office at the Nigeria Police Headquarters, one Jesha. So how he's not lying. They know all the terrorists. If they want to wipe out the terrorists today, they know where to get them and wipe them out. They know it. I'm not in government, and I'm not any of the security agencies, but I also know that government knows these terrorists. In fact, so many of the terrorists, they call up people in government when they are bored. They say, what's happening now? We haven't been allowing us to operate. We want you to leave some areas for us. So it's very true. He's not lying. And that is why we always say that government in this country is a crime. People in government, yes.
So, the U.S. reaction to the Nigerian spokesperson that trying to defend himself. He's trying to defend the government that has already rubbished before the inclusion.
We are talking about Daniel Bwala. So my own position is different from everybody. Everybody is talking about Bwala as if it is possible to defend Tinubu. It's not possible. Bwala is just trying, and you see, it doesn't have to even be with the Al Jazeera guy. But the other thing that surprises me is that, are you expecting Bwala to be successful? All of you are asking us, so if Bwala had been able to present the case very well, would you give him a Nobel Prize? So everybody's making it sound like, oh, he failed. Well, if you...
To recruit from the youths who are unemployed, 33% unemployed. Recruit 50 million youths into the army and take away from their recruitment source. What they will eat? Cassava, agbado, corn in the morning, yam in the afternoon. It's growing here. You create demand and consumption. For over 5 million army of boot camps, we create our food. That's money for the farmers. That's consumption for the soldiers and skill development. Don't call them illiterate. Don't talk about illiteracy. Anybody who can own gun, who can handle gun, who can cock gun and clean the chamber and cock and shoot is technically competent to repair a tractor.
So that's a call. That's what to say there. So yeah, so on my show, right? Our own vintage show, right? Is shoots and it never really misses. So let's go to Lagos, where the Wahabi Wole Wole's team, the task force from the Ministry of Environment, that's where you have a Wahab Wole Wole. This time they were not actually demolishing. They were picking up the Alemajiris, the beggars in Abegistan. You know, recently they have started calling Nigeria Abegistan. And the name kind of like crazy though, right? Because they say Nigerians begs a lot. And it's not begging, Baba, can you give me this kind of, you know, that stuff. Even the government is begging, you know. They went to climate change in Dubai, right? Where Kolu went there to go and talk about the climate. But instead of talking about climate, under the agbada, there is a bow. He kept a bow. It's all about how much can you give us? How much can you borrow us? He went to Brazil and it is the same. So it's like calling Nigeria Abegistan. And in Lagos, where the beggars were resuming for the day, only for them to be picked up by the Environment Ministry of the Environment. Yeah. It's almost like the same exercise all the time. During Fashola's time, so many people were deported. The beggars were deported from Lagos. They will round them up, thousands of them. So they will put them in a truck and they will give them, I think, 50,000 or something, and a bag of rice, right? Oh dear. Sorry. Right, so they will take them to the border of, for example, those ones they feel like they are northerners. So once they cross the Ilorin border to Jeba, to Niger, they just dump them at the border. Sometimes those ones who are like Yorubas, once they take them from Lagos, they will take them to the border of Osun State, drop them there. And then those ones they feel like, you know, that way they will distribute everybody everywhere. So I've seen them I've seen them do that many times under Fashola. However, I've also seen government raided beggars for years, and they always return back to the streets. Yeah, they always return back because those who are arresting them, taking them to this custody and all that, they've got no plan for them. So most of the time, it is just for the camera. So they'll put them away for maybe few days or few hours or so, and they will release them and tell them never to go back to that same place. If they see them there again, they will arrest them. Go there the following morning, right? You likely will not see many of them. Days after that, they will build up again and goes on like that again and again. The poorer people become, the beggarly they become. That's why they calling Nigeria Abegistan. In the midst of that chaos, right? There are those who are still thriving to get education, do the right thing. But it can't be like saying Nigeria is also a weapon fashioned against them in that regard. For example, you have been hearing about the exorbitant school fees, the increment in school fees in Nigeria since Kolu introduced Kolu removed education subsidy and then introduced loan. He called it a student loan. But the the campaign material is to let you feel like there are those who have benefited, thousands of this, but there are other thousands that have benefited and will never benefit. If not a federal university, which is a university teaching hospital in Unewi, the students had to protest the ridiculous increase in their school fees. Baba, tuition of 90,000 naira jumped to 580,000 naira overnight, and they were to pay before they would see their next examination. So they took to the streets. For real, Nigeria is a country that has been factually, acknowledged that it's one of the countries that are so underserved when it comes to the medical staff, the trained medical practitioners, nurses or doctors and others like that. Because most of the time they pay so poor. What they are subjected to when they are going through that education is so horrendous enough. Then it is like Nigeria or Nigeria government or those in charge of the healthcare in Nigeria, they are not so keen, into probably like a building sustainable healthcare kind of like force in the country. So the point is that you have a lot of people who are interested, but when you slam them with this kind of tuition, so you have to probably end up discouraging a lot of them. Yeah, eventually. And those who managed to get through the whole process, they ended up having to japa to leave the country because they would kind of think of all it took them to finally be certified as a nurse or certified as this or that in Nigeria. And then the reward system is so poor, right? At the end of the day, if you manage to get through the system, the next thing is going to be how to get out of the system, and it becomes a brain drain on Nigerians. Say one doctor to 40,000 Nigerians. Is that ridiculous? But yeah, if you want to find the reason why your hospitals or your health care sector is lacking probably enough professionals, this is one of the reasons, right? If you also want to find out why the people who ended up controlling your affairs, I mean, in government, why or how they managed to get to some of these positions, okay, and then to deliver the most abysmal, the most poor kind of leadership, right? Sometimes you can check through the process of their screening. So I caught one, okay, the responsibility or the irresponsibility of the Nigerian politicians, male, female, young, old, sure. So the Rivers State House of Assembly, they were doing a screening for the commissioner nominees submitted to them by the full borough of Rivers, right? So one of them was addressed by the speaker, asking her, like, you didn't submit any tax clearance and all that. And her answer was, well, we are politicians, so I don't have a job. I was like, what does that even mean? Maybe you can help me.
I noticed on the last page of your submission, of your profile, your tax clearance. It's dated December 31st, 2018, and there's no update. I just wanted for you to clarify.
So there's no tax clearance, current one?
There's no current one.
Madam, you've not been paying tax since 2018?
I just wanted to know if she's been exempted from paying tax.
So let's tell us now. Let her tell us.
Like I said before, I'm a politician.
You were what?
I am a politician.
You're a politician?
Yes.
So politicians don't pay tax?
We don't have an office.
Hold on. Let me get you. You say you're a politician. So politicians don't pay tax?
I don't have work.
Okay, you don't have work.
I don't have work. It's when I got nominated into the river.
So since you don't have work, you have not been paying tax or taxes since 2018 to date. That's what you are saying. Is it only when you have work that you get income? You don't have any business?
Mr. Speaker, I think tax is generated from your income.
You have not had any income since 2018 till date. Madam, you are under oath. You have not had any income from 2018 to 2026. No income. That's what you're telling Rivers people.
I was a member, a commissioner in the Rivers State House of Assembly Service Commission.
When were you? Hold on. When you were a local government caretaker committee member, right?
I was just 3 months there.
When was that?
I think November last year.
When was that?
November.
When? Now what year?
2025.
You were not paid salary. Were you not paid salary when you were a caretaker committee?
We were paid.
You were paid?
Yes.
Is that not income? But you said you have not earned any income from 2018 to date as a politician. So no tax clearance. And that's what you are telling Rivers people. Madam, that is not nice. You are misleading the 10th Rivers State House of Assembly.
I'm sorry, Mr. Speaker, but I think I can still go back to
no, but you say you have not earned any income now.
It's not late. I'm trying to be corrected.
Honorable Mba, any question?
I noticed on the last...
Right. Who did this thing to us? May God forgive all of us.
Right.
Who did this?
Amen. And on that note, we can call it a night again. So thank you so much for your time. And remember, if you haven't really liked the broadcast, you can do that now before you leave. Share it too. And even subscribe onto my Egun's Diary Political if you did enjoy this. Okay? I'm going to see you another time. And until then, everybody shall try to stay safe.
làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dódòdó.
Mayegun diary na him be number one.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dódòdó.
Mayegun diary na him be number one.
Mayegun ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ará ìlú.
Mayegun diary na him be number one.
Lórí Facebook lórí YouTube.
Mayegun diary na him be number one.
Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí.
Mayegun diary na him be number one.
Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o.
Mayegun diary na him be number one.
Bó bá ṣe eré àní Mayegun máa wí.
Mayegun diary na him be number one.
Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o.
Mayegun diary na him be number one.
Mayegun diary politico.
Mayegun diary na him be number one.
Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Mayegun.
Mayegun diary na him be number one.
Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu.
Mayegun diary na him be number one.
Àní Mayegun làwa mọ̀ tó dódòdó.
Mayegun diary na him be number one.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Mayegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Lórí Facebook.
Mayegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Lórí YouTube.
Mayegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́.
Mayegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Ijó ìgbádìyẹ.
Mayegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Bí pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o.
Mayegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Bí gómìnà kówó jẹ.
Mayegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Ọlọ́pàá tí ń darí bá.
Mayegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o.
Mayegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú.
Mayegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ̀rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o, Mayegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ̀. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀, Mayegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ̀. Oníkan ṣáàtì ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o.
Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ̀rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Ha! Kì máa yí ṣe eré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Kì máa yí ṣe eré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o, ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣà ìtú wọn síta.
Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
tẹnitẹni ọmọ máyégún ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́hún sọ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù bọ́tà lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sì mọ́ bẹ̀. èèpo ọ̀gọ̀ lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ ó ti jọba lórí àbínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ bùyà àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o ó kó ẹni tó bá dán wò á kàmù máyé ń ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lúwẹ̀ túnra kì Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lúwẹ̀ túnra kì o ẹni bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lúwẹ̀ túnra kì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lúwẹ̀ túnra kì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.